Hi guys, back again with another custom order junk journal, which is the Edward Scissorhands theme journal, and also I've added in some bits and pieces of Tim Burton's other movies, but I've not kind of based a lot on the other movies. It's just more basically based on Edward Scissorhands. So this video is now take 7. I've done about 7 videos and had to delete them, and then when I was getting on a roll it kind of decided to tell me that my phone was full of storage and the video cut out. Anyway, so without wobbling on and waffling on, should I say, this is my final creation. I came up with the cover inspired by Edward's outfit because he wears a black leather outfit and it's got all these buckles on it and different straps. So I was trying to come up with some, idea which, was good. So here we are. So before I go into the journal, I just wanted to talk through how I did it, because if there's some crafters watching and they want to kind of know how I've done the cover, I will go through it. So I've covered the journal in some form of like a muslin fabric, and then I used some heavy structured gel. This is the gel that I use for a lot of my mixed media and journaling when I'm doing covers like this, because it's very, very good and it just keeps everything in place and it makes things rock hard. So once I covered it all in the muslin cloth, these were actual proper fabric which I covered in the gel, and then used these, I'll show you properly, which are these, like the fasteners of straps. I ordered quite a lot off eBay, and then I threaded the fabric through the closures, and then once everything had dried, which took about 2 days, I've gone over it all in like a black acrylic paint, and then gone over the buckles and then painted over them. And then I did actually paint white acrylic over the, the bits that stand out, what are like kind of a 3D, but I didn't like the look of how that turned out. So I came up with an idea, because I didn't want to add any more colour, because obviously the outfit that Edward wears is just completely black and I didn't want to add any more colour to it. I came up with an idea, and I don't know if anyone else has ever used this, so I'm not saying I'm the first person to come up with this idea, but I have this embossing powder, and it's not a matte embossing powder, so when you use it, it turns out like a shiny black. So I decided to go over the 3D bits with this, and then covered it all in the embossing powder, and it came out brilliantly. I just wanted some bits to stand out and look 3D, so that worked in my favour. So there we go. So that's that. And then I made oh God, I can't even get my words out. I made this charm that dangle, and then I added on all the different types of charms that reminded me of the film. So obviously we have the scissors, and then another pair of scissors, and then I've added some cogs on because the film kind of reminds me of a bit like a steampunky kind of theme, but it's not. It's just because of the machines what are in like the film when Edward is going back in time, and his creator has made all these machines and stuff. It kind of inspired me to use the cogs, and then this reminded me of one of the machines where they're stamping out the cookies and making all these different types of shapes. So that kind of were going on in my head at the time, so that's why I've added the cogs and things like that. And then like one of the machines, it had something like this, and it had like a face on it, like a smiley face. So that was kind of my inspiration behind that. So yeah, I'm really happy with how that turned out. And then the back is just completely plain. So I'll just get straight into the journal. I've used one of these, I don't know the name of this type of fastener, but I've not long bought these and I do like them. And I've used some black silk to use it as a fastener. And then the charms that I've added on, kind of added like, it looks a bit like a raven or a crow skull. I just wanted to add a bit of gothic theme going on, because a lot of Tim Burton's films are kind of like, you know, gothic, like Beetlejuice, and I apologise if I don't know a lot of his films. I have seen them all, but off the top of my head I don't know all the names of them, but a lot of his films are quite like weird and random, which I love. So I've just added like a lot of weird and random charms on. And then we do have a couple of cog charms floating around. So I'll just get straight into the journal. So straight to the first page, and I wanted to add this image first because when Edward is going back and forth in the film, he's remembering his creator, and he's sat on the table here and he's not put fully together yet, and his creator is like telling him a story. So I just thought that was a good starting point for the journal. And then we just have just some journaling cards and these unusual tuck pockets. And throughout this journal, I've kind of kept it like a science steampunk kind of theme, because when I was designing this, it was basically more themed on Edward, and his creator obviously was this mastermind guy that created him. So obviously he, you know, has had an enormous wealth of chemistry and science behind him to create all these different kinds of elements, what he's created in this massive house. So I kind of wanted to add that into the journal. So throughout it is kind of like a bit science and things like that. So if people are thinking, why is there stuff like that? That was my madness behind the method, should we say. And then I have added quite a few quotes from Tim Burton throughout the journal as well. And then I also got a bit of physics going on because, you know, it's all kind of science. The guy who created Edward, so I wanted to keep the theme like that as well as, and a bit of steampunk. So we've got a little pocket here. And again, this is one of Tim Burton's films, Beetlejuice. And then this is obviously an old mathematical page out of like a really old vintage book that I have. So I wanted to keep the theme going on. And then we just had the night before Christmas, I think it is. And then again, trying to keep a bit of science behind it all. And then we have a cog charm there. And then again, some of Tim Burton's characters. And then we have the Edward Scissorhands, and it's backed on tea-dye paper. And then plenty of journaling cards. And please forgive me, you know, I've seen all these films, but I cannot remember for the love of me all the names of them. And again, this is out of Beetlejuice. And then this has just got some papers inside to journal on. I've tried to keep some pages blank. I do like to bulk my journals up, so I find it hard to leave any page blank, as a lot of people know who I've made the journals for. So there is plenty of journaling to be done. And then these are just some journaling cards what I've made using different types of scraps. And again, keeping it all sciencey and things like that. Just little journaling cards. Got a little envelope, and inside we've got some journaling cards. Journal on the front and on the back. And then yesterday I decided to put Edward Scissorhands on and let my daughters watch it, and I was trying to finish this journal off, and then I was like struggling for a bit of inspiration. So I put it on, and my kids absolutely loved it. And I had this idea, which if anyone's seen the Edward Scissorhands film, when he's taken to the family to be looked after, and the lady dresses him, and then he ends up snipping the, is it called braces, on his pants, and then later on in the film you see the pins put on to hold his pants and his pants up. So that was the inspiration behind that out of the film. And then there's plenty of journaling cards. Yeah, my daughters really enjoyed the film. I don't think I've watched it for a good few years. And we've got a key charm, not a key, scissors. And then we've got another journaling card with some scissors on. And then just some bits and pieces, chemistry, and then used up some scraps of paper which can be journaled on also. And then we've got a bit of steampunk going on, again because of the cogs and the things like that. Just reminded me of the machines what the inventor had in his big house. Some journaling cards. I've got a doily, some large doilies that I got not long ago. a lot of journaling spaces because I know that I do fill my pages up quite a lot, so I do have to hold back. It's got a key, some more mathematical vintage book paper, and then some more journaling cards, and obviously this is another Tim Burton's film, and is it something of the bride? Please forgive me. And then another journaling card, which I've used different scraps of vintage bits and pieces, and then I've got little pockets, and inside the little pockets I've added these tiny little tags, which I think are really cute. I've put them in there, and then I've just realised that this page actually flips out on the other page, on the other side. It just flips out like that. So there's plenty of journaling to be done on that. So that's the first signature, this is the second signature. And then again, trying to keep it a little bit physicsy, and just add some journaling cards. And then this is obviously from Beetlejuice, and I did actually like these. They're quite funny, like business cards, so I thought I had to add them into the journal. And then this is just a envelope what I've tea dyed, which can be opened up and can be journaled all over. The person who's receiving the journal can just easily use sellotape or washi tape and just tape it up and actually make it into an envelope and put things inside of it. And then I've added a bit of architectural pages from an architectural book, just because of the fact that the house or castle that Edward lives in, and I just thought that was just had to be thrown in there. And journaling cards. I know what I mean. It's just trying to explain to other people. Again, a little bit of physics-ness added on. And then I've just used a lot of scraps, and these can be journaled on. And then this is like a secret little pocket here, and I've just added that in, and that just goes in there. And then we have another quote from Tim Burton. And then we've got another envelope what I've made, but that's actually stuck together, so you can tuck things inside of there as well. That's it, The Corpse's Bride. I was trying to, it was doing my head in the name of the actual film. Again, different types of journaling cards, and then this just reminded me a bit of the castle slash house that Edward lived in with his creator, so I like that. And then we have a little corner pocket, and then I've just added an A4 paper in there, but it has been tea dyed. And then we've got Beetlejuice, and that's backed onto some card so it can be journaled on. And then we have another envelope with a cog on, and again that's just got some little tiny journaling cards in there, and guaranteed every time I do a video. It's very fiddly to get them out so they can be journaled on. And again, this is the other side of the architectural book that I have, and I just like the images. It just reminded me a bit like spooky gothic. It's like a large tag that can be journaled on. And then this is the raven skull. Another quote and another image. And on the other side, I have this card that can just flip out, and it's got the different characters what Tim Burton has used. And then this I made out of a tea-dyed A4 piece of paper. I made it into like an envelope, and then inside I just added a couple of journaling cards. And then onto the third signature, and then just some more characters from different types of Tim Burton's films. And then I do like this. This is some of Tim Burton's characters. And then I've backed it onto some card, which is a bit like a tea-dyed paper, but it's card. And then I've used a transfer what I have, which I've used quite a few in some of my gothic journals, but I do love that journaling card. And then we've got another little cog on there. I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing any pages. And then again, this is like from the previous page, the inspiration of him cutting his I can't think of the name what they have over from the pants, and just to make it, you know, look like, you know, they've stitched it back on once he's cut it with his scissor hands. And then we have another journaling card, and then I added one with I don't know if they're white, no, I thought they were white roses, but it just reminded me of him when he was cutting a rose bush in the garden. And then again, we've got some cogs, and I've used a 3D structure gel paste, I think it is, and then inked the pages up. And then we have another collage what I've made with just scraps, and another journaling card. And this is a pocket. I've yet to add some more bits into these. I've got some like leftover journaling cards and things what I've not used, so they will be added in. Another quote from Tim Burton. This page stuck on the cog. And then we have a bit of a steampunky going on, which is backed onto tea-dyed paper, so it can be journal on the back of that, and the same with that. And that just tucks in there, and then we've got a little cog, and that just opens up, and that can be journaled on the inside of that. And this is the centre of the page. And just added some more journaling cards, and then I added some of these, how would I call this? I'm not even going to attempt it, but I just thought the creator behind Edward, you know, he would have had to have mapped out how Edward would have looked and, you know, gone through the whole body. Atomy, I think it, yeah, you know what I mean. So that way it was in my head, you know, just adding things like that in. The atomy. I think that's right. And then just got added a little black feather. I've got a skull at the top, and then I've just added some little bits and pieces. I'm sorry if I can't get my words out. I know what I mean. Another pocket there, another quote. And again, the back of the other page with a 3D gel that I use. And then just some more journaling cards backed onto tea dye paper. And that. And then we have a little secret pocket. And then I've just added lots of scraps of papers onto that. Little miniature journaling card there. And then that is the end of Oh Sugar, the Edward Scissorhands journal. And this has just come apart, which we'll sort out. So thank you for watching and goodbye.